Week 2 of the NFL just wrapped, and some players went off and some just flat out disappointed. But here's the thing, it's not just your fantasy team that's being impacted, it could also be the card market. And over the next few weeks, I'm going to take a look at some players and some cards and just watch the trend of the fantasy output and their card market spikes or dips. But today, let's blitz through week 2 and lock in week 3's picks. All right, so here's the wild part. Some of these fantasy studs aren't just winning games, they're also setting up a wild card explosion in the coming weeks. But we'll talk more about that later. For now, let's break down week 2 and see what that actually told us. All right, so I'm 20-12 right now, which isn't terrible, to be honest with you, after a couple of contrarian picks in week 1, which if you didn't see that, you can see that right here. But this week, I wanted to stick a little bit more to my gut, and there was some crazy upsets. The games I lost this week were the Jags, Bears, Steelers, Panthers, Broncos, and Vikings. And some of those were some pretty crazy upsets, right? So for Browning to come out, Jake Browning just come out and just like thrash the Jags defense like that, pretty interesting. And if you look right now, the completion percentage when Trevor Lawrence is throwing to Travis Hunter is extremely low, which is kind of wild. I didn't expect that either. But obviously that chemistry, it takes some time to kind of gel together a little bit. So the Bears, I thought they were going to be better. I did not think that Jared Goff was going to throw 5 touchdowns on them. So that's kind of interesting. Let's see how that plays out moving forward. The Steelers Seahawks, I thought their defense was going to be better. They currently rank 29th in total yards and points allowed, which is great for my Patriots coming into week 3, but not good for my picks here because I thought they were going to be better and beat the Seahawks, which didn't happen. Panthers Cardinals. The Panthers just keep kicking themselves in the butt too early in the game. They should have won that game with the comeback. Bryce Young seems to be kind of getting into his rhythm now. And I think going into week 3, we're going to see a little bit better of a Panthers offense. So it was pretty surprising they pulled that one off. Broncos, Colts. Daniel Jones is looking like the next coming of Andrew Luck, which is terrible. Not a terrible thing. Great for him, bad for my pick. And the Vikings. I thought JJ was going to be a lot better. They are not better with Carson Wentz, but that was another one of my loss. So all in all, not awful. Now, before we get into the week 3 locks and the picks, if you like what you're seeing so far, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that little alert bell there so that way you get notifications when our new videos drop. We try to drop these every Wednesday or Thursday to lock things in for the following week, but thanks for watching. Okay, now this is where things get a little bit tricky because week 3 kind of puts the nuts to the bolts, right? So it's going to separate the hype from the actual truth. And if you're tracking players for fantasy or for cards, this is kind of where you want to pay attention. All right, full disclaimer, this is not financial advice. Know how to bet, what to bet, who to bet, know your limits, right? That's pretty simple. These are the way I'm leaning, but also some interesting card plays that could happen on the teams that win or lose, depending on how they play. So Miami, Buffalo, Thursday, short week. Buffalo wins, hands down, unequivocally, no question. Josh Allen could lose a leg, doesn't matter. Green Bay, Cleveland. Cleveland has a really good defense. They can't score worth a damn. Jaden Reed being out opens up Matthew Golden. Green Bay's not going to be able to run very well, but I still think that Cleveland won't be able to score, so it'll be a low-scoring game. Green Bay wins. Indianapolis, Tennessee. Daniel Jones is looking like the next coming of Andrew Luck. Jonathan Taylor's a great runner. Both have really good defenses. I just think this is a JT game. Indianapolis takes this one. Cincinnati, Minnesota. Jake Browning, we've seen in the past that this dude can throw. I don't think there's going to be a huge drop-off as far as Jamar Chase and T. Higgins go. They could lean on Chase Brown a little bit more, which would be interesting. But with Carson Wentz throwing, no Aaron Jones in the game, I think Cincinnati's going to win this one, which would be wild. Pittsburgh, New England. Pittsburgh is the 29th ranked defense in yards allowed and points allowed. And Christian Gonzalez might play. That being said, I think it'll be a low-scoring game, under 40, but New England takes it in the New England Reds, baby. Rams, Philly, this one's a tough one, and I'm going to spend a little bit more time on this one. So I think it's going to be the Rams, but hear me out. Philly is a 3.5-point favorite with an over-under of 44.5. Jalen Hurts historically has an average of 160 yards throwing, 8 yards per throw, 0.7 touchdowns, 0.3 interceptions, and 95.3 QBR when he plays the Rams. Matthew Stafford throws 234 yards on average, 6.9 yards per throw, 2 touchdowns, 0.1 interception, and 98.1. That's without Devontae Adams. This is a big Saquon game. He averages 147 yards when he plays the Rams, 19 attempts, 7.7 yards per carry, 1 touchdown per game, 33 receiving yards, and 3.5 receptions per game. I'm picking the Rams. I think that Devonta Adams is going to be too much. It's going to be too much for them. Yes, Saquon's going to get his numbers, but I think the explosive side of the game definitely leans heavy on the Rams. So it could also, neither of these guys are going to turn the ball over very much. Saquon is absolutely going to be, he's just going to be handed the rock 1,000 times, but I still think that the Rams are going to win. I'm taking the under. Jets, Tampa. Dude, Baker Mayfield is my MVP right now. The dude is just a dog. I'm taking Tampa. I think that with Emeka Mbuka, Sauce has to be on Evans. I mean, this is Tampa's game. Vegas, Washington. I'm taking Vegas. They no Eckler on Washington's side, no Jaden Daniels on Washington's side, and the Raiders have a good defense. I mean, much better than I thought. So this is the one that the Raiders are going to win. They're going to go up 2-1 in the division. Atlanta, Carolina. I'm sticking with the Panthers. I think they're going to split this year, but I'm sticking with the Panthers. Bryce Young started to look better. I think they'll come off to a hot start. I'm taking the under because I think that there's just not enough on both sides of the ball. But I'm gonna die on this hill because I think the Panthers are going to be better. Houston, Jacksonville. I'm taking Jacksonville. CJ Stroud doesn't look right because his line is terrible and they have no run game. I have to take Jacksonville in this one, especially in Florida. Denver Chargers. Ooh, Chargers are a 2.5-point favorite, which is basically because they're home. The over-under is 45.5. I'm taking the Chargers because I truthfully think they're going to win this division. Both defenses are really good, so I'm taking the under. But the run game is going to really matter, but the turnover battle is going to matter more. I'm taking the Chargers. New Orleans, Seattle. I'm taking Seattle. I don't think New Orleans is even going to win a game. That's it. Dallas, Chicago is another tough one. This is a pick'em game. Dallas is a 0.5-point favorite, and they're away, which is wild. Over-under is 50.5. Taking the over. Neither of these defenses can play, but I'm basically picking Dallas because they have Javonte Williams and Jaden Blue. They have a better run game. But I don't think either offenses will be stopped. I think Odunze is going to go off. I think CeeDee Lamb is going to go off. This is going to be a pretty wild game to watch. Arizona, San Francisco. Kyler Murray is 4-4 against San Francisco, but San Francisco is a 1.5 favorite. 44.5 is the over-under. This game will completely rely on Mac Jones and what he can do. Mac Jones also has Kendrick Bourne. In this defense-offense matchup, I think Bourne's going to have a big game. And I think San Francisco is going to win. So you can have checkdowns to CMC. You can have Bourne over the middle in the slant. I don't think Arizona is going to be able to stop that. And I don't like the connection of Marvin Harrison Jr. and Kyler Murray. I think Harrison Jr. is going to be better on another team, to be honest. San Francisco. KC Giants. High-scoring game, taking the over, Kansas City. And Detroit, Baltimore. Baltimore's defense doesn't look that good. I'm taking Detroit. So there's where we're at there. Let's see if I can get a lot better than 20-12 in the coming weeks, but that's where we are. Now remember, these quick swings in performance are exactly what we'll be tracking moving forward against Optic Hollow rated rookies and Panini Prism Silver rookies. So if you want to see which player cards are actually on the move with their fantasy output, then you don't want to miss the next couple of videos. So with all that, thanks for watching. Let me know down below what you think, who you like, what your card play is against these. And until next time, keep sipping and ripping.